Right. So let's start. So thanks again for joining this session. Hopefully we'll be able to share a few of our uh, learnings so far on the on generative AI, and we'll see that how we can take best advantage from this. So let's start with the the initial idea of generative AI. Okay. So the thing is, I assume that we already know that what is generative AI, but that I do not leave anybody behind. Whoever, if this is very new to you, or if we just have heard about this very recently. So considering that if any member there is there who is very new to this, for them as well. So we'll start from this simple definition of generative AI. What is that? So we already know what is AI. That is artificial intelligence. Okay, but it has been a very sophisticated work so far. So it has been a very complicated work so far. 2 years back, 1.5 years back. So then it would take lots of process involved, lots of time involved, and lots of data definitely was involved in this whole process. And through that artificial intelligence process to come up with a result or decision, it has always been a very time consuming. But generative AI, by definition, is that which AI generate contents. Okay, so the artificial intelligence is used to provide the decision based on the data that we provide. They used to provide decision or the summary, whatever we're looking for. Okay, so they would take couple of hours, couple of days, couple of months of processing, and then they would give us a decision what we're looking for based on the data that we provide. But generative AI is specially for content generation. Okay, so it generates contents very fast and mature. So this is the advanced level of AI, where a complex algorithm is being used, and definitely trillions of data points are being used. So we understand Google, right? So Google has lots of data stored. So they crawl website, they visit every on a regular basis websites and web presence of every content, and they create their indexes, and how they manage store the whole data, and that they can provide the search results, right? So similarly, these data are also being collected. Ashik, please check whoever maybe is finding it difficult to mute. So the other companies are also collecting data, right? So if there are a few browser Google has lots of data stored. So they crawl website, they visit every on a regular basis websites and web presence of every content, and they create their indexes, and how they manage store the whole data, and that they can provide the search results, right? So similarly, these data are also being collected. Ashik, please check whoever maybe is finding it difficult to mute. So the other companies are also collecting data, right? So if there are a few browser plugins we can look at whenever we browse in any page. Okay, there is a browser plugin which will tell you that the page you have just landed to visit, your information, your personal information, or your cookie, or whatever the information you have available in that browser, how many companies are collecting those data. So I visited once and checked that plugin once, and saw that there are 53 entities. Those are collecting those data, that which page I'm browsing, my information, and that page information as well. Okay, so not only Google, we only know that Google is collecting data, but actually there are so many companies those are collecting data. So now, otherwise, how the other companies have trillions of data points, right? So so I was in generative AI. So generative AI is actually the AI which generate context. That's all. So it provides text content, text, audio, video, image. So all type of content it can generate. It can generate fast, and it can generate really mature. I mean, it not a very mediocre, but good quality contents it can provide. Yes, that not necessarily 100%. It is 100% right or 100% workable all the time, but its accuracy comparing to with the human output is actually very mature, and it definitely can, people can start working with it, whatever the output they get, and we can interact with it as well. So that is in a nutshell, that is generative AI that actually we will talk about. And now, the 1.5 years back, okay, we were not used to this term was is generative AI. So why it has suddenly become very important? Why we have to care? Okay. So the thing is, by the definition, what we understand that is generate contents. And if we look at our daily activities, from each of our roles, whatever we do, we provide lots of contents. Okay, so either we check contents, we create contents, we validate contents, we read contents, right? I mean, either we are consumer or we are creator of contents. It does not matter what in what sector we are. Okay, even a school teacher, let's say they are not very maybe that is not very IT related work is involved there, but still that teacher is actually looking at a script. Okay, so content is being generated by the student, so they have written the content, and teacher is checking. So somebody in every role, we are creating or we are a consumer of contents. So as this solution can generate contents, and it generate contents so fast and mature level contents, so that's why we have to care. That's why we the world is actually I would say that everybody is focusing on this. There is no other reason, but it is adding lot more values to day-to-day activities. So that's why everybody is looking into this. Otherwise, people would not. So if we easily can understand what happened. Okay, so we easily understand that when it was only AI, only a sophisticated team, only a big companies, only those can invest for a long time would talk about it, would be dealing with this AI stuff. But now, whenever it has become a generative AI, everybody is looking into this because the access has become so easy. It has been made free. You don't need anything. Just like mobile app, you can use it, but you can add a lot more value with it. Okay, and it is going to have very significant impact. It's already having very significant impact in day-to-day activities wherever people are using it. Okay, so that's why we need to care. We need to look into this. This is the era which actually once we get into that, it might at this point it might it might sound a bit overwhelming, or it might sound exaggeration of what I'm going to say right now. But once we'll get into the other sessions, then we will actually realize that why what I'm going to say now, why it is actually that is, we will realize. The thing is, when we had the first calculator, right? So people thought some people didn't want to use it. So, but eventually that took over, and that did not leave us. Still, that is with us. So then there was typewriter, then computer, then internet, right? So whoever sessions, then we will actually realize that why the what I'm saying going to say now, why it is actually that is, we will realize. The thing is, when we had the first the calculator, right? So people thought that is, some people didn't want to use it. So but eventually that took over, and that did not leave us. Still, that is with us. So then there was typewriter, then computer, then internet, right? So whoever has adopted with it, they have made the progress, and whoever didn't want to cope up with it, they definitely fall behind. But as you can see, they did not. These things did not leave us. Okay, they're still with us, so they will still will be with us, maybe till the end of the world. So so this is something, another era that has come, which is going to change, which already has started changing so many things, that if we do not embrace it, then we are going to fall behind, and this is not going to leave us. Okay, not that if I don't look at it, this is going to go away. No. So as I'm saying, it might sound too much at this point. What is the proof of that? That's why we have sessions. Okay, so when you will see the impact of it, then I think you will decide yourself. Okay, so now if I now let me get into the example, one of the examples. So there are several contents that it can generate, right? Text, image, audio. In audio, it can sing, it can have conversation, it can do the storytelling, right? You can ask that, and it's free. You can ask that to tell a story, to your bedtime story, for your kids, and it will play a bedtime story for your kids. Okay, and it will be so innovative and creative and unique. So it is very hard to compete. Okay, you can ask, maybe you can ask to sing a song. You can tell a song and give that a hint, and it will start singing. You can have conversation in any language you want, and it's free. So you can see that it's a completely new world. A vast, like a sea. It is already present. We are not very aware of it yet, but it is going to have very good impact, very significant impact in our life. So we just need to be very aware of it. That is the whole intention of this program that Shadin Lab has taken. Okay, so now I'll start with an example to discuss this. So and if you guys have questions in between, I'll request you guys to put that in the chat. We have Ashik with us. He will take note of those questions, and we'll go question answer session at the end, and we'll see how much we can help with it. Okay, so if you look at the text generation, only text generation part, let's say somebody needs to write a contract for a vendor. So let's say it's a supply chain company. It's maybe a bank, maybe a departmental store, maybe a chain grocery shop, maybe just a shopping mall. You name it. Maybe you need to write a contract or to send a request to a vendor for products or quotation. Okay, I'm not getting into IT. Forget about IT. Other than IT, think about other departments. Okay, let's say construction, right? You're going to buy an apartment, so the construction company needs to give you a deed. Okay, so these are the write-ups. So if you want somebody to write it, we always want those to be written by a senior person, experienced person, right? And from there we get the mature output. The thing is, now a person with zero experience they can share their wish, what they actually want, what they're trying to achieve. If they can tell it to these solutions, they can provide a sample template, and you can change the information. You can go through and read and revalidate. You can ask your boss to revalidate. You can send it. So now it can create lots of contracts, documents, deeds, agreements. You just name it, they will create it, and you will just review, check, cross check. You will ask your senior to cross check, and you can send it. So it is going to be ready within a few seconds, maybe 10 seconds, 30 seconds, a few minutes. Maybe you need to iterate a bit, need to do some correction. Maybe you need to suggest few corrections to that system, that okay, I do not want this, please add that. Maybe these are the clause we need to add. You are giving more instruction to add, with the instruction that is going to give you the full contract or deed what you are expecting out of it. So it can actually reduce, let's say, a couple of days of work in a couple of hours, if not couple of minutes. Okay, that is going to generate. So that is the deed part. So let's say legal agreement from lawyers. Okay, so so these are the things now a system can generate. So you can ask these solutions to generate, ask for lawyer. It can also play like a lawyer with you, which can give legal advice as well based on different country laws. So it already can give you some ideas. You can have some initial study on based on your scenario. Let's say you have a land issue. Okay, you give the scenario to these solutions and ask for a guidance. So, and you also tell them the location, that maybe you're in New York, or you are in a different state, or in Sydney, or Dhaka, Bangladesh, or maybe Mumbai, wherever you are. They will give you suggestion. Lawyer, it can also play like a lawyer with you, which can give legal advice as well based on different country laws. So it already can give you some ideas. You can have some initial study on based on your scenario. Let's say you have a land issue. Okay, you give the scenario to these solutions and ask for a guidance. So, and you also tell them the location, that maybe you're in New York, or you are in a different state, or in Sydney, or Dhaka, Bangladesh, or maybe Mumbai, wherever you are. They will give you suggestion based on your location and the law that is applied in that area. Based on that, you will get a suggestion. So, not that, you don't have, at least you are not going completely blank and going to a lawyer, and lawyer maybe trying to make you understand so many stuff, maybe too complex or too easy or too costly. You have an advance idea already before you're meeting the lawyer, maybe physically. So you already have an idea that what are the things that are going to happen, what are the rules and regulations, what are the legislation numbers and everything, right? So you are going to have those in hand, and with those information, you are going to have a very informative discussion, productive discussion with your lawyer. Otherwise, you would go completely blank, and whatever you would suggest, you had to accept. You had no other option but to accept. Right? Now, GPT can help you with those informations in advance, and if it is not completely going to replace the lawyer, but I will not be surprised if it happens in future. Right? So similar for doctor suggestion, similar for prescription or the disease that you are feeling, similar like whatever the problem that you are having, you might want to, maybe you don't want to share with the problem with anyone. Maybe you want to discuss with the AI solution first, just to understand what it might be, what might be the disease, what are the things you might need to do. You might need it is not necessary you have to take the prescription from that solution, but you can start discussing and exploring and get some idea of it. At least if it is a true emergency, if it asks you to go to the emergency, if it asks to see a doctor quickly, you at least get a sense how crucial it is, and you can take step accordingly. So any kind of discussion, any kind of brainstorming you can do with it, and it's so knowledgeable. As I said, trillions of data points, million, billion, trillion, and more, right? So it's that knowledgeable person. So what if you would be able to talk to Einstein, right? Something like that. So Leonardo da Vinci, right? So these solutions are actually combination of so much information that hundreds of thousands of so intellectual people's knowledge are being put in there, and from where actually they can give information. So I will get into the security and the transparency and trustworthiness maybe at the end of it. I will ask Ashik and Rahi to take note on this, that we do not miss it, to address this point at the end of the session, or in the last session of this month maybe. But definitely those are points where is going to be the very these are the things will be needed for the discussion for proper use of it. But those are too critical and complicated stuff. But we'll need it eventually. Okay, we'll get into that. That is for sure. So we can just keep it aside for now. Ashik, if it is not recording, I'll request you to record in your local machine as well. So I think there is some difficulties at my end. Okay.
Okay, sure, will do.
Yeah. So the thing is, so this is the text generation part that I was talking about. So I will give a few more examples, and I'll move on. Already it's 23 minutes past. I will not take more than, my plan was to finish it in 30 minutes, then I'll take some question answer, and we will finish it in 1 hour. So as you can see, every content generation, like you need to write contents for marketing, right? You need to write business agreements. You are writing blog posts, even content writing, copywriting, right? Even if you want to write a love letter, you can try that. You'll see a very unique points, very unique propositions are there, and maybe you had a fight with your wife, and you now need to convince her one way or other, and you're finding it difficult, you're out of your ideas. You can talk to them and give a scenario and take some input, and you can try that. So it can the reason I have brought this example is I want to write contents for marketing, right? You need to write business agreements. You are writing blog posts, even content writing, copywriting, right? Even if you want to write a love letter, you can try that. You'll see a very unique points, very unique propositions are there, and maybe you had a fight with your wife, and you now need to convince her one way or other, and you're finding it difficult, you're out of your ideas. You can talk to them and give a scenario and take some input, and you can try that. So it can the reason I have brought this example is what I'm trying to say. For every reason, you can discuss with it, and you will get an idea. And not necessarily you have to use it, but look at the output that you are getting. Based on that, you decide. Do some changes, give some unique touch that it becomes ultimately yours. Okay, and then use it. So if you get a 100 words essay or 100 words paragraph, right? If you give your touch there, if you change few of the words, few of the lines, it will become your own personal statement, your personal content, because you have your own touch in that, right? So that is about the text generation. As I was trying to give examples. So we'll get into those more. We'll go to the image generation. We'll go the audio generation, the storytelling, I'm not sure if we are going to go to the video generation, but the thing is, I will share what is the approach that we're going to take, okay, and how we're going to take benefit out of it. So now, how it is going to disrupt, I think you already have some sense. It's my gut feeling though. you have some sense that what it can do, what is its capability. We'll see hands-on. Okay, I believe you guys already have seen those stuff and tried it and must have seen its capability. What we have explained, if it is first time for you, you already have some idea that how what are the things it can actually do. So if it can do something, it will have some impact. So if it can do great things, it will have great impacts. Okay, so as it actually can be a very good competitor of anybody and everybody almost, so it is actually disrupting the industries one after another. Okay, now the I'll just give one example how it is going to disrupt. It actually has lots of points that we can discuss one after another, but I will do one thing only today. How it is going to disrupt the job market. Okay, so as it is there, so please take the summary till now what we have discussed. This thing is very capable. It has trillions of data point, I mean knowledge, huge knowledge. Let's say we have one head on our shoulder. Think about a person who has 1,000 heads. Okay, 1,000 heads. That capable machine, and that is accessible to everybody. That person is accessible to everybody, and that is free. You see? So this is the summary so far, and it can generate that mature contents 100 times or 1,000 times better than me maybe, and fast and mature. Now, as this is available, people will start exploring it and will start apply it to their day-to-day activities. So there is no barrier of use it. Okay, so as it is there, people are going to use it. If we do not use it, we are going to fall behind, because if whoever is going to use it, they will be ahead of us for every task couple of days. Maybe if somebody asks a newbie, a fresher, to ask let's say joined a company, and that fresh guy or lady is in the procurement team and has been asked to call a few agencies for to collect quotation. Okay, that is the first day for that guy or lady. The task is he or she needs to call a few vendors, listed vendors for quotations. Okay, so how she is going to approach, how he is going to approach to those the vendors for quotations. This is the first day. So let's say two person, one is struggling and is trying to find out what are the things need to say, maybe writing one script by himself or herself and trying to practice and going to try that, maybe looking for or waiting for their seniors to get approval and to communicate. Maybe it is going to take a couple of hours or maybe a couple of days to figure it out and then communicate. But the other person will write few lines in generative AI solution. Given the scenario, they will get a direct script. Okay, so these are the things you need to tell one by one. First person, second person, full conversation will be given, and that will be ready within 10, 15, 20 seconds, maybe a couple of minutes or 10, 15 minutes he will take, and it will be ready to go. Who will fall behind? The person who didn't try these generative AI solutions. Those are available and free. This is just one example. So let's say the HR executive just have joined and needs to post a job advertisement. Didn't do it before. So need to search for so many stuff, and this is going to be also unique because these technologies he does not know that the people they are looking for, he does not know the technology or stuff or other insight, he does not have much. So what is going to do? If he goes to do the research by himself, it is going to a couple of days, but he can do it in couple of minutes maximum 20 to 30 minutes. If he knows the generative AI, use of generative AI can be ready. An example. So let's say the HR executive just have joined and needs to post a job advertisement. Didn't do it before. So need to search for so many stuff, and this is going to be also unique because these technologies he does not know that the people they are looking for, he does not know the technology or stuff or other insight, he does not have much. So what is going to do? If he goes to do the research by himself, it is going to couple of days, but he can do it in couple of minutes, maximum 20 to 30 minutes. If he knows the generative AI, use of generative AI can be ready and can be used within an hour, which would take couple of days to do it. Why I'm saying couple of days? Because to take the maturity of it, maybe you would take approval from seniors, it would, and there is a chance of still making mistakes. So the thing is, by the generative AI, use of generative AI, you can generate mature contents with the help of it, which usually it would take for us a couple of years at times. To take that maturity, to take that confidence, it would take a couple of years. But with the help of generative AI, from day one, you are going to generate contents which as if you are already 6 months in this job or 1 year in this job, something like that. Okay. And if I go to the software development, then it is going to be mesmerizing. Okay. The solution development, which is going to take maybe a week, they are going to give the full code ready within 10 seconds or 30 seconds or 2 minutes. Okay. I'm not going to get into that, but I'm trying to be out of IT today, trying to get into the other departments, other sectors, other business arenas, those we have, to discuss that what are the uses of those. And I'm only in the text generation. I didn't go to the printing media, I didn't go to the marketing media, I didn't go to the news media, I didn't go there. We'll go one by one if needed. We'll go case by case. But this is only a content generation, the few administrative stuff that I just have explained, where you can use GPT and how it is going to help us. Okay. So that is for the freshers. And what about the seasoned professionals? Those have 4 years of experience, 5 years of experience, 10, 20, 30 years of experience. So what should they do? If they do not adopt with the new technology, the newcomers will catch you so fast. You will next day morning you will be very surprised that how come I have 10 years of experience, how come this guy who has joined for 2 months started giving me suggestions or giving better input than me, giving better opinion than me. How come it is possible? So don't get surprised if you face it and if you are not aware of how to use generative AI. So even if you are a seasoned person, seasoned campaigner, you have to get used to that you can give more valuable contents. So advantage of the senior people like us, I mean those have years of experience, the advantage we have that once we get the input from these tools, those are available, newbies, freshers will struggle to add value on top of it. They can use it what they can get it from there. Okay, and can take approval and can use it. But seasoned people like us, what they can do is when they can get a quick output, which would take hour or maybe couple of days, maybe which I'm going to get in couple of minutes, I can put my wisdom there, and we can make it more valuable. So again, two senior seasoned people, one person is used to generative AI tools, another person is not. Going to have significant difference between them. So when the person who is using the generative AI within lesser time will provide much mature and valuable output than the other one. The other one will put lots of effort, definitely will give huge effort on this for sure, but it will be very difficult to compete with that guy who is using these tools. Those are available and free. Okay. So now it's already 35 minutes. Sorry, I think I have taken a bit long than I actually I wanted to take. I would like to finish it in next 5 minutes, that you can get go to the conversation of next level if you guys have questions. So in 5 minutes, I'm going to cover a few quick stuff, and then we'll move on from there. So so far we have what we have discussed. Now we'll get into a few to compete with that guy who is using these tools. Those are available and free. Okay. So now it's already 35 minutes. Sorry, I think I have taken a bit long than I actually I wanted to take. I would like to finish it in next 5 minutes, that you can get go to the conversation of next level if you guys have questions. So in 5 minutes, I'm going to cover a few quick stuff, and then we'll move on from there. So so far we have what we have discussed. Now we'll get into we'll name a few of the generative AI solutions, those already being used for different purposes. Just we'll name a few, and we'll actually start using one or two from next session. And we don't have to understand all the things in the world. If we just understand one, we just need to understand the process, how to use it. And once we understand one tool, then we will have the confidence already. We can play with the other tools later on. Okay, but we do not need to get overwhelmed with the list of AI tools. Those are available. So there are AI solutions available for separate for text generation, separate for video generation, separate for audio generation. So there are lots of solutions available. Those are specific to a specific task. Okay, like for generative AI, there is a OpenAI, which is we very much aware of ChatGPT. So there is a Claude from Entropy. There's Google Bard. Microsoft has a solution. So Hugging Face. These are the for text generation. For image generation, the DALL-E, we know everybody. Runway ML, Midjourney, we always know, maybe all of us know that Midjourney is there for image generation, right? For there are several out for audio and video generations as well. So we'll get into those. So there is a for code generation as well. There is a conversational tools and the general purpose tools as well. Okay, so we'll get to know a few in this process, and based on our interest, we can explore the others for sure. So then, what Shadin is going to do in this whole process, and what our plan is that we will go on a case basis, case by case. We'll pick a use case, and we'll see in this specific use case how generative AI can help add value. Okay, so if in a given scenario, if we do not use generative AI, what are the impacts it can have, or how long it can take? We'll talk about it, and then we'll see if we use generative AI for that given use case or task. That we'll see that how it is going to solve it, how it is going to help. Okay. So that is what we're going to do. There is no theory. There is nothing to memorize. We'll have one hands-on sessions. We'll share screen, and we'll see what we're doing. And we're going to record the sessions. Maybe we're going to share it later on. We haven't decided yet, but it's most importantly to be engaged in these discussions and trying with the mentor who's going to do that. Whoever is going to do that we follow and try ourselves. And if we face any difficulties, that we can share, discuss, and we solve it there together and move on. Okay, so we're going to go case by case basis. We're not going to cover any theory. We're not going to take any specific industry first, but in general, we're going to go case by case. And our target will be from student to the professionals, everybody, because this is very important that students get ready. Professionals also get used to this, that they stay relevant to their industry, to their career, and can move ahead with this knowledge. Okay, so Also, we'll start use cases from the participants in advance. So we'll share a form, we share what are the use cases that you want to deal with, what are the challenges you might be facing, what are the curious questions that you have. If you share those use cases, then why it can be used, why it cannot be used, or what are the challenges you are facing, if you share those stuff, we also will pick some from there that we can discuss and help. Okay, so that is another thing that we're going to do in throughout these sessions. And and we will also will try to create a live community after this June session. We'll see the activity level and interest, and if it is going to help all of us. We'll see. If it helps, then we'll try to create a community where we'll keep learning together. We'll share resources there. You can share a resource facing. If you share those stuff, we also will pick some from there that we can discuss and help. Okay, so that is another thing that we're going to do in throughout these sessions. And and we will also will try to create a live community after this June session. We'll see the activity level and interest, and if it is going to help all of us. We'll see. If it helps, then we'll try to create a community where we'll keep learning together. We'll share resources there. You can share your questions, concerns there, problems there, that you can solve it together, and we get back to you with the solutions. So we'll see based on the participants, based on the impact that we are going to make, if it is significant, if it is really helping somebody, then we're going to do that as well. But we'll decide after June after these 4 sessions. And if needed, we'll arrange a special training later on if needed. Or if we see a high demand is there, that where special very intensive training is needed for a specific thing. It can be a development, it can be operation, it can be any other stuff. We'll see later on, but these are the provisions later, but it can come later on, but that is not the intention at this moment. So why Shadin Lab is doing this, right? This question might have come to our mind, that why we have why we are doing this. The reason we are doing it is, as we can see, this is actually going to be a very disruptive topic, and this is going to have a very significant impact throughout the industries. So if we are not aware of this, we will fall behind, and this is going to have an unavoidable. We might reach an unavoidable situation from where we actually cannot get out of. Okay, to avoid this, we're trying to aware as much as possible. Okay, trying to share our knowledge as much as possible, that everybody uses it and take advantage of it, and by that everybody can stay relevant to their job, relevant to their career, and can they move ahead with it and do not fall behind. And because this is going to be like internet, so that's why I'm saying that think about it, if somebody does not know internet, will that person be able to survive in the job industry, in business, and in any community? It will be very difficult. Not that there is nobody who is not using internet, but it will be very, very difficult. We understand, right? So this is going to be something very similar. Everybody will ask, like as you can see in the every job, take or non-take, everybody takes it for granted that we know Microsoft Office. Who is going to deny with it, right? Everybody takes it for granted that everybody knows Microsoft Office. They don't even ask now, do you know Microsoft Office or not? Everybody take it for granted that you guys know computer, you guys know internet, you guys can handle email, and everybody knows Microsoft Office, right? This is going to be exactly same. From IT perspective, from our perspective, whenever we are asking, even for business team, even for marketing team, even for non-tech departments, we are asking if they know generative AI solutions. Because we know if they know these tools, they can provide much better solution than others. And if they don't know it, they're already behind. And there are people, those are already using these generative AI solutions, and they are actually moving very fast. So those people are going to get recruited. Okay, so that's why this is going to be in every industry. So that's why we are going to do this. That this is actually a chance that we take, and we move it forward. We take it forward, and we can help our nation by practicing it, by embracing it, and we can not only our career that we can take it forward, but as a together, all of us, if we do it, we actually can take the country to the next level. So that's why we're trying this, and let's see. We have planned a long plan with it, and everything is going to be completely free. We're going to have the knowledge sharing session on this on a regular basis. So let's see how far we can go together. Okay. So another last thing, we'll need your help as well. So our target is to share this knowledge, to become people part of this initiative. If this initiative or another generative AI initiative, I don't care, but we want to touch at least 10,000 soul, 10,000 members through this program, one after another, that by the end of this year, by the end of December 2024, that we can share our knowledge, our information, at least with 10,000 members. Okay, so how we can do that? After you attend one or two sessions, few of the sessions, our request will be that we share your knowledge, your findings, the impact that you can see, that you can share it with the other members, your friend, family members, and you can spread it and can bring them, all of them here. And as long as this is completely free, that we can share it to everybody. That's how we can actually reach out to try to reach out to 10,000. But other than that, it is not going to be possible. Okay.